I talked to a student recently at one of our woke college campuses who said she's required in every class to introduce herself and to give her pronouns. Well, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronoun is kiss my ass.
Yeah! Hey, welcome. It is Erection Night Live. Folks, this is a very special thing. I kind of broke the link to thepreparedmind.club and Subscribestar. So I was like, fuck it, let's just go live across the entire internet. It is Erection Night. Erection Night Live. Folks, I can't say the words. If we're going to discuss who wins or loses and what's happening, it's a Nintendo game. Hey, Yankee Watchdog, I see you out there. I see Cottage Farm. I see Booger's Speed Shop. And, of course, Nancy Keg and the whole gang is here. It's live to everyone. I'm going to stay on for a little while until something breaks. Now, I tried going live earlier while I was in transit, and guess what? I don't know if it was YouTube. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, in a well-populated area with lots of internet connectivity, I had zero internet. Not just a bad signal, but no signal. It's like, John's going live. Shut that shit down. I mean, come on. Right? Unbelievable, folks. We're going to talk primarily about what's going on out there right now. We have a national erection happening, right? A lot of people, they've got some wood, right? They've got they've got some happiness. But I'll tell you what, it has been nothing but craziness. I did vote. I went out and voted, and I declined to accept the sticker. I said, no, I'm a big boy. I don't need the sticker. A lot of people, they want to feel like they've done a great job. They want to, they want to let everyone know I voted, I participated, I'm making a difference, I'm playing the game, whatever. I get it. That's fine. But after I watched that lady the other day who got jabbed in the arm at the pharmacy, and then she ran around the store telling everyone, I got my shot. It's like, check your IQ too. Now, you guys know I can't say the words. Oh, we got Colonel Angus checking in. Nice. Johnny G, FJP 13. We got Yankee. Good. I'm watching the chats. So Uman will be on directly. He's, I think, refilling his beverage. Jolene, I think, is beating off hordes of zombies. And it is, that's right. It is November the 8th, 2022. It's Erection Night. Now, right off the bat, I want to talk about what's going on in Michigan, folks. In Michigan, Republican Nintendo players have been told that they've already played. You played your game in Detroit. And so you've already played. You don't get to play Nintendo anymore. And how would you like to go in and say, I'm ready to play my game? And they're like, no, you already played. It's like, what? Really? Who did I vote for? Really? Cottage Farm says, in Arizona, 20% of the Nintendo machines are down, and says, I wonder what the National Guard is going to do about it. I'll tell you what, Cottage, they're going to do jack shit about it is what they're going to do. All right. Yeah. We got an Arizona Nintendo worker in Maricopa County says issues with machines are reported in Wickenburg, Arizona. They're not playing Nintendo all over Arizona. Some idiot came out and said, yeah, we tested all the machines. What, did you test them to make sure they're going to fail? I'm certain that where Nintendo is not being played properly, it's where there are a lot of Republicans. That's what I'm guessing. And by the way, if anyone is doing super chats, I can't see it. I don't know. I can't watch that, right? Or maybe I could. Maybe I should do that. Let's see. I'm doing this all on the fly, folks. It is erection night. It's craziness, and that's usually how this works. You know. There we go. Let's do that there, and right now I'm going through the backside, pun intended, the backside of whatchamacallit, YouTube, trying to figure out what the hell they're doing with all my stuff. All right, let's see. Here's there we go. We'll make this the thumbnail. I just now uploaded a thumbnail to YouTube, so it's kind of a slap to Joe Biden's face. He needs that. And I don't mean that in a physically violent kind of way. Let's see. We're good there. It says I'm live. So now I'm going to log in live and see what the hell it says. Maybe I can follow comments that way and see what the hell's going on. There we go. Aha. Pardon me while I try and figure out things. There I am. Okay. Top chat. We got the chat going. Okay. Looking good. There we go. Okay, we're in. I got the Kriston line. We're good. Now let's get back to what's happening out there. Breaking. Well, let me come over here. Breaking news in Champaign County. Where the hell is Champaign County? The clerk says there that cyber attacks are attacking the Nintendo servers, and the Nintendo players are being told to stay in line. Isn't that interesting? Unbelievable. These people really know what they're doing, right? All right, let's continue. I've got a bunch of headlines that I saw, but this one was pretty important. This doesn't have anything to do with the Nintendo game, but I think it's worth mentioning. The FBI has announced that certain gun purchases will be delayed starting next week. Now, this is the same FBI, folks, that took a knee to BLM, right? Who are BLM? BLM is a serious Marxist organization that hates America, apparently hates white people, and even hates straight people. Their website used to contain a lot of stuff about trans, this and that. These people are kind of whacked out of their mind. But the FBI takes a knee to that and says, oh, we're with you. I mean, who would do that? Anyways, with regard to the gun purchases, the FBI, since when are they involved in this? I thought it was a Department of Justice background check. It's an FBI background check. We need the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, to make sure nobody buys a gun that shouldn't have one, I guess. Folks, dedicated, hardcore, murderous, scumbag criminals. I thought they went to the FBI to get guns. I thought they went to the FBI to get, roped in and trained and taught how to be a mass murderer. It seems like everyone who is a mass murderer is on the scope of the FBI. Oh, we've been watching that guy. We've been watching that person and didn't do anything about it. But if you want one and you're, I guess, a new gun buyer, if you're of a certain age, they believe that they can delay the purchase, right? They need to do more thorough checks. Well, you would think that the younger you are, the shorter, smaller, whatever your criminal record would be, like you've got less life history to scan, you would think that being young, it would be faster, right? It's like, that person was arrested. Oh, it was for reckless driving. That person was arrested. Oh, it was, for crossing, not in a crosswalk, right? Jaywalking. Yeah, the older you are, the more the odds are of you having a criminal record. Crazy stuff. Now, this was a big deal when it was posted in Florida, in Miami-Dade County, a Democrat stronghold for decades, going all the way back, folks, when it really made its appearance in national politics. Miami-Dade, well, that was the ballot That was the hanging Chad one. Remember when the guy was like, you like put on his eye loop. And he's like, is that dimpled Chad? It was that type of shit. That was Miami-Dade, right? They were like, there's a lot of Democrats here, and if we're not counting their votes, they're disenfranchised. Well, guess what? There is now a nearly 10,000 vote advantage, 10,000 registered voter advantage in Miami-Dade County. When I say, folks, Republicans have headed to Texas, they've headed down south, they've gone to Tennessee, they've gone to Florida, they've gone to the Carolinas. That is a fact. And now they're outnumbering Democrats, even in Miami-Dade, mega Democrat scumbag county. It's changed. A lot of things have changed. In fact, folks, the Department of Justice, Attorney General Merrick Garlick, he said, you know what? They're going to have some election irregularities down there, and we need to send in federal observers. And Governor DeSantis said, I don't think so. You are not law enforcement with respect to the law in Florida. You don't have a reason to be there. Florida law prohibits you from being there. Get the fuck out of here. God bless Governor DeSantis. And I'm really glad to see so many Republicans have moved south and left their idiot Democrat counterparts up there, up north in those shitball cities. Now, sad to say, if you live in those shitball cities and you're still a Republican and you can't leave, I'm very sorry. I know a lot of people wish they could and they can't afford it. They don't know where to go. They've got family. They got kids in school, whatever it is. It's terrible, folks. These people are wrecking this country and they're doing it on purpose. It's intentional. No doubts. Now, we already have some Nintendo news. And this is it. And this must have something to do with the international date line. I think Guam is on the other side of the international date line. So it's like one of the first U.S. territories to hold an erection. Anyways, Guam has flipped Republican. They played Nintendo. They played it well. They played it hard. And for the first time in 30 years, a Republican is going to leave Guam as a delegate to the United States. Now, Guam is not a state proper. It's a territory. And so they don't have true representation, but at least they have a delegate. So good for the Guamanians. That is how to say that, by the way, properly. They're Guamanians. But yes, so again, I want to step back and talk about Governor DeSantis just pulling the chain. Speaking of pulling chains, doing stuff as Nikki says, the hurricane's got my name, so she's going to come in hard, fast, and with a wild hair up her ass. Fuck some stuff up and split quick. That sounds like Nikki. All right. Ooh-Man is in. Okay, had to start a new one. John figured he just opened up for everyone. This is one of those things, folks, the live broadcast. Ooh-Man, now that you're in the house, I'm going to leave any super chats up to you. Those types of questions and comments, if you do that, hell, I'll throw you on here and see what you have to say. But I may have to change what you write into acceptable code. That's right. Right. We can't say certain words live because social media won't allow us. We need to understand this, folks. They're so afraid that you could speak the truth without their permission that they will silence you instead. They're so afraid of anyone having an argument or discussion. This would be social media, the fact checkers, the Democrat Party, Washington, D.C. They're so afraid of you. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that you should be very proud of who you are and the country you're in. When tyrants, and don't tell me Democrats and rhino Republicans are not tyrants. When tyrants fear the people, there is liberty. There is freedom. In fact, that is a quote, an old quote. When tyrants fear liberty, when tyrants fear the people, there is liberty, freedom. If you're not free, the tyrants do not fear you. If there is no liberty, the scumbags in government do whatever they want, but they're afraid of us. They're afraid of us now, and they've been afraid of us for years. It's because we have rights and we can do what we want and we can say what we want. And they don't like it. Trust me on that. They don't like it, but they can't stop us. Not unless we give up and give in. Now, get this, folks. We're not supposed to question these people. We're not supposed to say anything. Well, there's a professor in Delaware, the University of Delaware professor, and the WAPO, the Washington Post, they ran a long line of bullshit from this professor, Jaipreet Virdi. Once again, what? Jaipreet Virdi. He says that you can't doubt Uncle Festerman's fitness as a candidate. You're not allowed to do that. See, now they've said, well, we need to embrace ableism. And if you question Fetterman's fitness, you're a eugenics supporter. So not only should Uncle Festerman, according to this jackass, be allowed to run for Senate, but he should be supported to enable the challenged amongst us and have the challenged represented by them, right? So because Fetterman is medically challenged, mentally challenged, we need to have him represent us. I reject any such notion, right? The smartest, most competent should represent entire populations of states, not the least mentally capable. That's ableism, right? They want to enable the least amongst us, right? I do not embrace the lowest common denominator mentality, right? Well, and again, Fetterman, right? People in prison are like your granddad. Remember that? The lowest common denominator, the worst amongst us, they need to represent us. The worst criminally, the worst intelligently. But on top of that, they say it's eugenicist to criticize him. Give me a fucking break, right? The elitist Democrats, folks, want population reduction. And they've always embraced eugenics, which is death of the unwanted. For example, making abortion available for free for the poorest communities, as well as their child mutilation policy of gender, right, confusion, gender mutilation, and sterilization. That is eugenics, folks. Do you think the uber wealthy, the uber elite Democrats are telling their kids to chemically castrate themselves? Unbelievable. This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at with these people. We're supposed to embrace and support them because they are so fucked up. That's literally what this college professor is saying. Is that how he got his job? Is he the least qualified and the lowest amongst all candidates? And they're like, you're the guy to teach this, to teach whatever the fuck he teaches, right? Now, it is Erection Night 2022, and we're playing a big game of Nintendo. And here is a quote from Mike Lindell. He says, we are tracking every race by cyber. We are watching. And he issued a stern warning to anyone who attempts to steal and rig this Nintendo game. Folks, both sides are going to dispute the Nintendo game results. Both sides, Republicans and Democrats. Both sides. I have no doubts. Now, I went and voted. And it was easy to do. I showed my driver's license. That's right. I produced an identification card. I got my ballots and I put little black dots where they needed to be on the card. And then I turned it in. And I made a joke as I slid it into the ballot counting machine. Not a voting machine where I put my votes into a computer screen and then it tells me, thanks for... Can't see the words. Right? And some freaky looking dude It looked like one of these leftists was staring at me. I was like, oh, you want to stare at me, huh, buddy? And out in the parking lot, there were people taking pictures of people who were voting. And I thought, that's kind of strange. I wonder why they're doing that. Right? It's just a game of Nintendo after all. Well, to them, folks, it's incredible. I wonder what these people are up to nationally. Right? I'm in a very conservative area, very conservative. Miami-Dade, very conservative now. It's incredible, folks, how many places are becoming conservative. In fact, I think there's a big move against the left right now, and they're going to do all they can to win this Nintendo game by hook or by crook. Right now, Trump came out today and he told Republicans, he said, go out and vote, crush the communists at the ballot box. I think that's terrific. Crush the communists at the ballot box. We're going to see results, folks, come in all through the night, and we're going to hear about fighting, complaining, whining, sniveling. And it's all going to make sense, folks, because we were told that there was going to be this much trouble, that they wouldn't be able to count the votes, that in 2022, a game of Nintendo on a computer system can't be done. In Texas, folks, Nintendo tabulators are not working. It's not just Arizona, where apparently 20% of the Nintendo games aren't working. It's not just that, right? In New York, get this, right? The Nintendo precinct that is conservative Jewish, apparently they've understaffed that Nintendo precinct, creating a line hundreds of yards long. And the waiting time to vote in New York, if you're in a conservative Jewish district, the waiting time to play Nintendo is hours. Is that anti-Semitic? Or is that just chicken shit on the part of New York City and the state of New York? Now, what's interesting, folks, is down in Brazil, right? They had their Nintendo game last week. And the leaders and military are reportedly planning to release evidence of corruption in their Nintendo games. That's coming this week, folks. That's what happened down in Brazil. They didn't allow it and say, everything's fine. We're just going to push forward. We're going to pretend like it's all normal. It's all good. It's good to see that Brazil and the people there and the military, which has a role in the way they play Nintendo down there. If it looks bad, they go and investigate. If they find something, they report it. How fucking hard is that? Sounds like Brazil is all over this. And if their Nintendo is corrupted, they'll probably play again. Isn't that how it should be? You don't just say, no, everything's fine because our favorite guy won the game of Nintendo. But it's right now, folks, nationwide. Once again, it's 2022. Imagine we can't even do this right. They had pipe bomb threats at Nintendo stations. They've had understaffing. Machines don't work. How are we supposed to have a national game of Nintendo? How can you have a state game if the system doesn't work? How hard is this? Americans, and indeed the world, has been having games of Nintendo for decades and even centuries, where the people, express their will, and they get the results. They get it done very quickly. Not always perfect, right? And yes, people try and cheat at Nintendo all the time. They always have. And I think there should be a death penalty for that. Maybe that would be a good idea. You want to cheat at Nintendo? Well, there's a death penalty for it. I think that's how it ought to be. Now, one second here. In Maricopa County, according to the exit polling, only 14% of the Nintendo players are Democrats. Only 14% are Democrats. Isn't that interesting? Maricopa County, Arizona, only 14% on election day are Nintendo playing Democrats. Is that why those machines in that district, that and everything there isn't working? Does that explain it? It almost does, doesn't it? It almost does. Now, what have we got here? We call this the Katie Hobbs effect. In Maricopa County, voters have long lines and being forced to travel to multiple Nintendo locations to try and figure out where they get to play Nintendo. Katie Hobbs, who won't debate. Katie Hobbs, who interfered with. Katie Hobbs, who tried stopping at every chance the fair gameplay of Nintendo. And her husband, of course, is pro chop your weenie off and pro chop your boobs off. These people are incredibly, incredibly sick, folks. We're going to have a long night. And as anticipated, as Uman discussed, we don't have massive violence out there. But we do have a lot of lunatics out there. Interesting stuff, huh? Very interesting stuff. I'll tell you what, this wasn't supposed to be a regular broadcast because it is Erection Night 2022. And everyone's interested. They're out there trying to vote while the rest of us play Nintendo. Okay. Oh, it looks like we've got someone with a question. What do we got, Uman? It is Red, White, and Blue. Oh, he did a $2 super chat. He says, "Thank you for your excellent videos, satire, and analysis." Red, White, and Blue. I'll tell you what. I do not believe we're going to get a whole lot of information out of the mainstream media and the government over in the Nintendo results tonight. Certain areas, of course, will. Conservative areas, areas that know, right, what they're doing. But it's these highly contentious places. Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, Pennsylvania. New York State is going to be a mess, folks, because Governor Hochul may not win her game of Nintendo. Michigan, Wisconsin. We're going to have a lot of problems in a lot of these areas. See, what the Democrats want to do, folks, while we play Nintendo, they're going to try and secure a Democrat Congress. They're going to throw as much shit in the air and shit against the wall as they can and hope that they're allowed to keep power. They want to say, well, the Republicans won, but I'll tell you what, they haven't won in such a way that they get to govern. No, we get to, they're going to play this game. Stand fast. The lies, the bullshit. It's not legitimate, so therefore we're not handing over power. We're going to continue to act like we run everything. Kevin McCarthy is going to be a piece of crap. Mitch McConnell is going to be a piece of crap. They're going to do everything they can to surrender authority to the Democrats. That's coming. I am completely ready for that. Okay. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind. I'll check back in. Keep an eye on YouTube. I'll probably post my opinions there. In fact, right, I'm going to do one right now. Right now, while you are on with me, and I got my phone here, I'm going to post. And you should get this. This is why you need to hit the thumbs up. This is why you need to be subscribed. This is why you need to get notifications. Right, so that when I send stuff out, like this Klaus Schwab thing. Right. So that's him, all right. I just posted it while live with you guys. I'll be putting out I'll be putting out tweets, if you will. We'll call them YouTube tweets. I'll be putting those out so that you hear what I'm saying and we see what's going on. I may come back on live. We never know. I never know. It's crazy. If something really big and crazy happens, I'll definitely be back on. So turn on, hit your notifications here, be subscribed, thumbs up, share that internet address, and thank you for supporting freedom, liberty, the Constitution, the American way. It is Erection Night 2022. Have you played Nintendo? There's your question for you. Semper Fi, folks. Tonight and this entire next week is going to be a spectacle. An absolute spectacle. Godspeed. I'll talk to you soon.